So I just tried Project Aura at Google I/O, and the way the XREAL team put it to me, this is basically a full XR headset, just 6 times lighter in the glasses form factor. It's the same Android XR as the Samsung Galaxy XR, same Gemini, same apps, same gestures, running off a puck that fits in my pocket. The future is truly here, right? And honestly, after wearing them, that line tracks. So let me tell you what actually happened. Starting with some quick context, Project Aura is XREAL's first pair of glasses built specifically for Android XR. It's a 3-way partnership between XREAL, Google, and Qualcomm. All the heavy lifting, the OS, the apps, the AI lives on a Snapdragon puck that you can clip on your pants. The glasses themselves run XREAL's own X1S chip and handle some of the tracking work locally. I can confirm that part, and it's probably how Aura keeps the tracking and display this stable without noticeable latency while still keeping the glasses light. And the thing that makes Aura feel different from every other pair of AR or display glasses I've tried is that it's not running a custom phone cast OS or a stripped down launcher. It's Android XR, the real one. Same one on the Galaxy XR headset. Oh, one more thing, Project Aura isn't even the final product name, that's just the working title. The real name is coming later. Quick heads up before we get into it, XREAL covered our trip out to Google I/O to make this coverage happen. They had no review direction, no script, no approval over what I'm saying here, just a thank you for getting us in the room. With that out of the way, in this video I want to walk you through what Aura actually felt like, the surprises, the apps I tried, including the one that I literally drew in the air around me, and at the end, the honest stuff. The parts I could not test and the parts I'm still a little skeptical about. Hardware first, because this is where Aura had to prove itself. All of it. Optics, fits, sensors, the whole thing. And by the way, the XREAL exec said that the view-to-view is, quote, irresponsibly large. Hold that thought, we're getting there. On the nose and ears, the glasses feel good. Not heavy, honestly very close to wearing an XREAL One Pro. The One Pro comes in at around 87 grams and Aura is under 95 grams, so the weight is really similar. And if you saw my review, I said the One Pro felt as casual as regular sunglasses and easy to forget you're wearing tech. Aura sits in that same zone for me. For something pulling Galaxy XR glass workloads, that's the part I think people are going to underestimate. The cable, about 1 meter, plugs into the temple just like the One Pro, so it tucks behind your ear and you feel it, but it's not in your way. And these aren't really glasses you wear walking down the street anyway. In my opinion, this is sitting, working, watching, drawing in the air. We'll get to that. On the displays, it currently looks like the Sony micro OLED panels, and XREAL did tell me that these are better panels than the One Pro. I didn't get to truly review them with a long movie or anything like that, but I tried a bunch of AR-like experiences and had multiple virtual screens floating around me, and the AR overlays looked beautiful. And the screens did too. What genuinely surprised me, in direct sunlight, they were bright enough without dimming at all. And the electronic dimming has, if I remember correctly, around 5 to 6 tint modes, with the darkest one blocking almost everything. So you can dial the real world up or down depending on what you're doing. Now Aura uses prism lenses, not the thin waveguides Google's XR glasses use. That's a real trade-off. Waveguides are slimmer, but they can't really do movies. The image just isn't there for it. Prisms give you a proper display quality for content, but the form factor has to be a bit bigger. Still smaller than the birdbath optics in a lot of video glasses though. Now about the view-to-view. The headline is 70 degrees and the XREAL exec called it irresponsibly large. So did it actually feel irresponsibly large? Honestly, no. But it is impressive for this form factor. Here's where it gets interesting. I tested the FOV by jumping into an immersive app, Google Street View on Google Maps. When you open an immersive app on Aura, it goes full screen and minimizes everything else. And inside that, you can really feel it. Noticeably larger than any video glasses I've tried so far. It's very impressive. But the extra space is mostly horizontal. Vertically, it's about the same as other display glasses, so it feels more like a widescreen than a VR headset. For it to be truly immersive, the vertical FOV needs to grow too, or just push wider diagonally. But for this form factor, yeah, it is genuinely impressive. It's a much bigger window, but just not VR. And if you saw my prediction video before I/O, link is in the description, that's pretty much what I expected, and it tracks. Text clarity, really good. I can see myself being productive in these. Colors pop, and like the One Pro, Aura will probably come in a medium and a large version with different IPD ranges, so you can pick the one that fits you best. I'll tell you about the Pug right after a quick word from this part's sponsor, Insta360. So here's a problem you've definitely had and one Insta360 actually solves. You're recording something, a trip, a party, just hanging out, and later you realize the camera was pointed the wrong way and you missed the moment. The Insta360 X5 fixes that. It's an 8K 360 camera that records everything around you at once, and then you just pick which angle you want after. Your friend does something hilarious behind you, you got it. Framed it badly? Just reframe it after. But here's what I actually love about it. The perspectives you can capture are insane. Drone style overhead shots, smooth tracking shots, super wide top view angles. I've got a couple of shots in this video that honestly look way cooler than anything I could have done with a regular camera. And the best part is that each of those came from a single 360 recording where I could just choose the perfect angle after. For us, it's perfect for filming VR chaos, but we use it just as much for travel and spontaneous moments. It's not for controlled sit-down stuff, but I'm a huge fan of Insta360. They just make it easy to get creative shots without needing a whole crew. Links in the description if you want to check it out. Now, the Pug. This is the part I was most curious about, and there's actually a lot to say. It's small, a little heavy in hand, but small enough that it's comfortable. The design is genuinely beautiful. I love the colorway and the materials. Everything together just feels premium. The front works as a trackpad, so when your hands aren't free for gestures, you can put it down on a flat surface and use it like a mouse pad. On the back of the Pug, there's a clip, so you've got a few real form factors. You can sit it flat on a table with the trackpad face up, clip it on your pants or a belt loop, or pop the clip off, attach a lanyard, and wear it around your neck. XREAL actually recommends against putting the Pug in your pocket because it can get warm, so the clip and the lanyard are the way. I really like having those options. They also added a fingerprint sensor on the side of the Pug. XREAL confirmed that the final Pug ships with it, so that's nice for security, password managers, all of that, which is a cool touch. There are two USB-C ports for power pass-through too, so you can keep it plugged into a power bank or wall outlet while you use it. Battery life, they quoted, is around 3 to 4 hours depending on use. Take that with a grain of salt because real life could look different as software matures. They also showed off a new accessory, a carrying case. It fits the glasses and the Pug, very compact, very portable, like a little work and entertainment system you can just throw in the bag. Honestly though, slight wishlist moment, I would love it if XREAL added a strap or a bit of extra space inside for a foldable keyboard, because once you've got 5 floating windows in front of you, the next thing you want is a way to type into them. So maybe in the version 2, maybe they will squeeze it in. Hint, hint. Okay, now the Pug is the hardware story. Now let's talk about what's actually on the screen, because this is the part that made me go, oh. The software is what makes Aura stop being another pair of display glasses and start being something I actually want to use. And it starts with the Android XR menu. It's the exact same one on the Samsung Galaxy XR headset. You navigate it with hand tracking and hand gestures, swipe through the app list, pinch to select. I could grab the corners of a window and drag it bigger or smaller, just like you would resize a window on a desktop, but in the air. You can have up to 5 windows open at the same time, side by side, floating around you wherever you want. And because it's Android, basically every Play Store app works. And immersive apps from Galaxy XR also work immediately on Aura. Some apps might need to be optimized for the smaller screen, but XREAL told me they already have a bunch of devs working on that. So out of the gate, you're not staring at an empty app drawer. The most fun demo though, they had a finger painting app kind of like Tilt Brush. I could draw in the air around me, walk around what I'd drawn, and the 3D object stayed completely stable. Walk around it stable. 6 degrees of freedom with just 2 front tracking cameras and 1 RGB camera. That's genuinely impressive engineering. I kept looking at my drawings from different angles, waiting for them to drift, and they just didn't. And here's a fun fact. That app vibe coded. The demo leads told me they built it in a couple of minutes by talking to Aura while wearing it. Because Gemini is integrated into Android XR, you can describe an app and it builds it. So if you've ever wanted to make your own AR app for these glasses, that's now a thing you can just do out loud while wearing them. Try that on your laptop. Oh wait, they also showed an AR app with educational interaction. I could pinch a real plant in the demo space, and the app put up the molecular structure of what the plant is made of, floating right next to it. Then I could pinch and grab that molecule, move it around, look at it from different angles. So basically, I pinched a plant and got a chemistry lesson. 10-year-old me would have actually paid attention in school. And this is the kind of AR as a learning tool moment people have been promising for 10 years, and it finally feels like it's here. One more thing I want to flag. A lot of what you love about XREAL glasses in general is here too, like the display modes. Quick rundown. Spatial anchor locks the screen to a specific spot in your room. So if you walk away, the screen or screens stays where you left it. Walk back, it's right there. This looks like the default when you launch the glasses with Android XR, and it's what makes Aura feel like real AR, not just a display. Smooth follow makes the screen follow your head like it's floating in front of you wherever you look. You can turn that on in settings if you want, for example when you're watching a movie. I'm not sure yet if it works with every Android XR app yet, but it's there. And side view shrinks the screen and pins it off to the side, so you can multitask, watch something while you're doing the dishes, that kind of thing. And 2D to 3D conversion is also baked into Android XR now with auto spatialization. So your flat content gets a depth patch automatically. And one more thing that's pretty cool is you can still use Aura as normal video glasses by plugging it into any external device that isn't the puck like the Steam Deck. So you don't lose that XREAL display glasses use case, you just get a whole Android XR layer on top of it when you use the puck. Tracking holds up, hand tracking was honestly better than I expected. Smooth, accurate, wider range than I thought. Some dead zones because the camera are front facing on the glasses, so if your hand drops below the frame, it loses you. But that's true of every glasses format device I've tried. Head tracking is smooth, 6DoF is stable, so you do see a bit of a tiny vibration in the virtual windows if you walk around. So it's optimized for sitting and working more than walking to a city with 5 windows open. Yet. No eye tracking on this version either. I asked whether that might be coming in a future build. I'll dig into that at AWE. So Aura is basically giving me 5 windows, hand gestures, and Gemini I can talk to all while wearing them like glasses. That's what makes it a dream productivity setup, the form factor. And the best part is that I can just talk to Gemini and things happen. Imagine if subscribing worked the same way, you'd already be done. Okay, the question everyone's asking, when can you actually buy these? Well, at I/O, Google and XREAL announced the Android XR Developer Catalyst program. Applications opened on May 19th, the day of the keynote, and they closed June 30th. Developers in the US, Japan, UK, and EU can apply for an Aura dev kit, and selected developers start receiving the hardware in the weeks after July 15th. So just to be clear, when do devs get Aura is this summer. For the rest of us, XREAL and Google confirmed Aura launches before the end of 2026. No firm date, no price yet. I asked, it's just too early. One last thing I want to flag because I didn't get enough attention, Aura includes GPS, so your spatial experiences can run outdoors and know where you are. XREAL said that they're excited to see what devs do with that, and honestly, so am I. Because this is the part that gets me close to thinking we're actually approaching true AR glasses, location-aware, hand-tracked, 6DoF, running real apps outdoors. Now, real talk, a 15-minute demo isn't a review, so here's what I still don't know. Starting with the audio, it's tuned by Bose, which sounds great on paper, but I didn't actually get to hear it. The demo space was too noisy, so how it actually sounds, how spatial it is, whether it leaks for people nearby, all open questions for the full review. Then heat. I genuinely don't know how warm the puck gets under a long session. Could be a non-issue, could be enough to make clipping it on your pants or wearing it on a lanyard uncomfortable after a while. And the trackpad on the front of the puck, I barely touched it because the demo was all hand gestures, so I can't tell you yet if it's actually fast enough to replace a mouse. The puck also won't work with other XREAL glasses because it relies on the tracking and RGB cameras built into Aura specifically. The other direction, like I said, plugging Aura into other devices and using it as a display, that works, but when you use Aura that way, as just a display, whether you get all the on-glasses features the One Pro has, like the display modes, I still still need to confirm. And honestly, there's still a lot more I want to dig into for the full review. Chary and I are actually heading to AWE in a few weeks, and I have a strong suspicion we'll hear more about Aura there, but I can't say for sure yet, so we'll see. In the meantime, tell me in the comments what do you actually want to know about Aura. I'll do my best to find out. So, in my opinion, this is a strong first hands-on. Stuff to polish, stuff I could not test, big unknowns on price, but the foundation is there. In my prediction video, I said Project Aura might be the device that starts to blur the line between VR and AR, and after wearing it, yeah, this is that moment. The line is officially blurring. So yeah, a full XR headset, 6 times lighter. That's exactly the line I would use as well. Same OS, same apps, same Gemini, fraction of the weight, plus a puck I really did not expect to like as much as I did. The only thing really separating Aura from a VR headset now is the field of view, especially vertically. Everything else, the apps, the tracking, the Gemini stuff, it's all there. Wow, we're closer than I thought. A full review is definitely coming once I can live with this for more than 15 minutes. So tell me, would you actually wear AR glasses every day if they could do all this? Or are you still waiting for the version that doesn't need a puck? I want to hear it. Now, the future is here. VR on.